Hello, down here. Welcome back to Iwaihime. Finally, I'm able to do my third part, and hopefully the recording doesn't screw up again. This is rather sudden, but my name is Yuto Akagawa. Not there yet to remember it. Everyone only calls me by my nickname. What sort of nickname is that? Fedigawa? If you ask the rest of the class about me, say I was everyone's favorite laughingstock, the kind of person everyone makes fun of. You see those on variety shows all the time, right? Where the comedians get put through bizarre punishments and everyone laughs at them. Well, that was me. I was always the butt of such jokes. That day was no different. A comedian got stripped down to just his underwear and had embarrassing things written all over him with felt markers. People on TV all had a good laugh. The viewers probably did the same. But I never laughed, I just felt sympathy for the comedian seeing them like that. No, not sympathy, fear. Because I knew that would be me tomorrow. Huh.
おいデブ赤デブしりとりやろうぜしりとり俺たち友達だろなあ遊ぼうぜ
This already took a different turn. When lunch break came around, a bunch of crass guys would always force me to play with them. I was by no means popular. And though they called it playing, I was the only one getting played with them.
じゃあ俺から行くぞデブのブからなブルーほらルだよル早くしろよデブ
54321はいデブの負け
They're just looking for an excuse to put me through humiliating punishments for losing. It would go on until I lost, and recently they've been coming up with unfair reasons to knock me out right off the bat. If I didn't play along, or if I showed any displeasure, they'd get really violent. So all I could do was force a smile and take it. Better to be their plaything than their punching bag. Yes, this was better.
おいデブ服投げ服ほら早くしろよ
See what I mean? I'd already resigned myself to this last night, so I was calm about it. They all tugged at my clothes trying to force them off. It'd be a pain if I fought back only to lose a button, so I just gave an embarrassed smile and tripped myself. And once I was reduced to my briefs and shoes, they brought a marker out of nowhere. Called it. But it was an oil-based one. Getting this off wouldn't be easy.
大丈夫だよ風呂入れば落ちるって
うわお前汗ベトベトじゃんペン先滑るよ汚ね
I really don't like this. I really don't like this. There are all sorts of nasty comments on my stomach, back, thighs, and even briefs. And then they cackle just like the people on TV. But here, no comedic music would play to soften the blow. My parents didn't care about me, figures, given I was a wimp who'd been bullied his whole life. If they knew I was getting bullied, they'd just hit me and yell at me for being such a pushover. I really don't like this. So I just put up with it, throw my arm around, watch off all the writing in the back so they wouldn't find out. But this trend just kept on going, and the crude comments on my body would escalate day after day. Worse, it's nearly impossible to wash off writing from oil-based markers. Water just doesn't cut it. You need to take a nylon towel and rub your skin really hard. As a result of doing this every day, my skin got raw and painful. It stung whenever the hot water touched it. That pain would serve as a constant reminder of how my body had been reduced to a sketchbook for bullies. Huh? All of a sudden, the lights went out. It was pitch black. Oddly enough, my thoughts ground to a halt too, as if time had stopped in the darkness. No point in getting worked up about it. My parents would surely take care of it. If I made a scene, they'd scold me for being a wimp who couldn't take care of himself. But just then, the shower stopped, and it did feel like time had stopped. What in the world was going on? All I could hear was the labored breathing coming out of my nose. It scared me like there was a terrifying demon just nearby. Oh, that sounded creepy. You're gonna pop off like this then. I hear a spine-tingling voice from the depths of hell at my back. It came within the bathroom right behind me. The words lingered and echoed off the walls. Don't trust them. I couldn't stand the humiliation any longer. Do not trust him. Normally I could never give that ominous presence what it desired. But not only had it been yet another day of getting covered in embarrassing scribbles, some girl saw me and laughed this time. That bitterness urged me on. In elementary school, I was humming as he walked down the road, clearly in high spirits. The street was desolate. No one else was watching. I was going to do it. This was my chance. I approached him from behind, aimed for the back of his head, and I ran for the hills. The boy's cries chased me like a specter, but I ignored them and dashed away. There, I did. That boy was hit by a complete stranger out of nowhere. Oh, that one. That didn't seem like, that wouldn't seem like it was that bad. Bringing out that misery, I had given the thing what it wanted. I felt a little guilty, but that was outweighed by an overwhelming sense of triumph. Besides, it looked like that boy was coming back from school in a good mood. If he was that happy, it was only fair he shared some of it with me, so there was no need for me to feel bad, right? Happy now, I kept my end of the bargain. I could hear laughing. I could hear the thing laughing in the distance. That night, I waited in the bathroom to show up again, but didn't. I kept washing my body and waited for the lights to go out again, but they didn't. My body stung. It was itchy. Even after I went to bed and turned out the lights, my chest and back kept aching. Next day, I checked my stomach to find it swelling all reddish purple. But I told my parents, and it came out I'd been getting bullied. They'd scold me. It was okay. It'd go away if I just left it alone. Yes? It kept throbbing during classes. I couldn't concentrate.
はい、時間切れ。腹だぜ、腹。お前風呂でちゃんと洗ってんだろうな。昨日背中のやつ残ってたぞ。
I was in for yet another scribbling punishment during lunch break. But this time, the aching in my chest and back was more painful. The swelling, there was chafing against my shirt. So having those guys take off my clothes and touch me would actually feel better? In fact, sure, I take my clothes off myself. It was itchy. Then yeah, okay, it's just gonna. I took off my shirt. The swelling finally stopped itching. My chest and back writhed with pleasure like worms after a rain. There were several purplish back swollen blobs pulsating on them, rejoicing in the fresh air. To me, they looked like one of those face assembly puzzles. Eyes, noses, mouth. Those scattering parts protruded from my chest and the blobs and trembled. A cloudy, stringy secretion similar to phlegm gushed out of that. The demon has certainly kept its promise. After all, the looks of horror on the bullies made it clear they wouldn't even think about touching me now. I'd wish to never go through something like that again, and the thing granted it. Seeing the bullies fall comically on their backsides in terror felt a bit liberating even. I was sure the days of bullying me were at an end. But all of a sudden, they kicked me to the ground. They kicked the eyes, nose, and mouths of the blobs in my chest and back over and over again, crushing them into paste. The blobs gushed like snot-like secretion with each kick, sticking like string to their shoes. As for me, well, I felt no pain. With one hand, I felt on top of the world for giving them the fright of their lives. I don't like that sound. I do not like that sound. Eventually, they kicked me so much that my whole body was swollen purple and became the blob itself. Until they continued stomping and crushing me flat as I continued spewing that gooey secretion. In the end, I was reduced to nothing more than a reddish black puddle, like blood mixed with mucus, and faded away. Thus, they would never bully me again. However, I wish I'd been more specific with my wish. Like, wish everyone who bullies me dies or something. But if I had, I don't think hitting a kid in the head would have been enough to satisfy that demon. However, I made another wish. Kill them all. The demon's wish in exchange for what? Well, that was surprisingly cheap. All I had to do was offer it the life of but a single student. Any student. But that was impossible. I no longer had a body. I couldn't kill someone, much less touch them. Hey, after hearing all this, you feel bad for me, right? Sympathizing with poor old me and taking my place? Sacrifice someone. Just one person is fine, okay? Come on, please. Sacrifice someone for me. Come on, please, please. I don't know how to say that. A giant lump of meat beyond any possible description writhed in darkness. It had no arms, legs, or even a head, just a blob of flesh. Eyeballs, noses, and mouths poke out from all over it. Its spewing forth gooey phlegm from time to time. It was creeping closer and closer and closer. Just then, red eyes flashed in the darkness. And it wasn't just two of them. Countless pairs of red eyes encircled the blob. They were small Japanese dolls. Endless numbers of the exact same doll clambered about. That's her doll, isn't it? I forgot her name. Toei, I think it was. That's her doll. The blob found themselves surrounded on all sides. Being dolls, they were completely expressionless. However, they clattered as they clambered over the blob, one after another. At this point, the blob was nothing more than a piece of candy tossed into a swarm of ants. They could no longer see anything past their oncoming incursion of dolls. It howled as it squirted out several strands of phlegm like a water gun. The blob was clearly screaming in its death throes. But much like the piece of candy amidst the swarm of ants, the doll showed the blob no mercy and devoured it whole. With howls and the occasional sound of spewing phlegm, the blob faded into the darkness. What the The doll, sitting to a side, appeared to shake from... Okay, yeah, it was Toa.
その人形マジでさ薄気味悪いんだけど 大切な人形だからそっとしておけかうるさく言われてなかったらそんな気味悪い人形速攻ゴミ箱なのによ
There was a wet sound followed by the sweet scent of saliva. Toa's lips shone essentially as a thin, silver-shone trail from them. What is she doing? Once more, she put the poised... Excuse me? Excuse me?
頭さえいかれてなきゃよ結構いい女なのによ
What?
やめんじゃねえよ続けろやグズ
The boy kicked Toa in the chest with his bare foot. But like a dog, she grappled before him yet again. I don't want to read that. The school's back lot was empty except right before and after school, and so it had become a gathering spot for delinquents. Thus, delinquent groups would often meet up here during lunch break and the like. About 10 of them were here at this moment. What are they doing to her? They would curse, spit, and tell each other all sorts of crude stories with deplorable smiles on their faces. Always apart from them was the leader, Sho Kamenuma, getting... Ugh.
翔さんって性癖変わってますよね
ほんと足より舐めさせるとこがあるでしょうに
俺はよそういうのはきちんとしてるわけそういうのは結婚するまでお預けするたちなわけよつうかさそれで先行来た時焦ってチャックで挟んだら笑えねえじゃん
I'm uncomfortable right now, yeah.
歯をぶつけんなっつっただろ
Seemed Sho had gotten the area under his stuck to his tooth while he'd been convulsing with laughter. He suddenly roared angrily and kicked her away with his free left foot. Toei's slender body fell right over. Sho must have shown her no mercy. However, it seemed she didn't even understand the cruelty inflicted upon her. For she grappled before Sho's. But Sho, fed up by this point, placed his foot on Toei's face and kicked her down again.
やめなよ。
あ
乱暴は良くないと思うよ。
なんだてめえ。誰よ。
2の A のすす払ってやろっす。
The delinquents considered this was a stronghold, their sanctuary. They hated it when outsiders stepped on their turf. So they frowned, rose to their feet, and glared at Suzumi.
黒髪さん、嫌なことなら嫌だってちゃんと言わなきゃ。それが言いづらいようなら、僕が先生に相談するよ。
あちくりかよ。上等じゃねえかこら。
お前チクった後どうなるか分かってんのか？あ？
おとなしくチャリに空気入れて帰れや、ボケ。
Suzumu had brought a tire pump he'd borrowed from the superintendent's room. He'd come because his tires were low on air. When I think that Kiko did tell me she wouldn't recommend doing it during lunch, didn't she? Now I see why. She was implying this place was a den of delinquents. Suzumu was tense in his own right, but it didn't look that way. That pissed the delinquents off.
あのよ、なんか勘違いしてるみてえだけどさ。トエはさ、俺にいじめられていやいややってるわけじゃねえわけ。なあ、トエ。
Toei is her, that's how you say it, her name. Toei staggered to her feet and stared blankly at Suzumu. She wrapped her arms around Sho and clung to him with all she had. But her expression remained the same. Even then.
こいつはさ、俺の女なわけ。
I don't like this.
自分の女に乱暴をするなんて思えないよ。
気を許し合ってるからこそってわけよ。お前何様？俺とトエがどういう関係か何も知らないなら引っ込んでろよな。
女の子を蹴り飛ばしてもいい関係なんて僕には思いつかないよ。
おう、あんまふかしてっと死なすぞこら。
One of the delinquents stepped forward and grabbed Suzumu by the collar. But Suzumu simply grabbed his arm, unfazed.
あ？
Is Suzumu that strong?
おい、大丈夫かよ。
痛えよすっげえバカ力だよこいつ。ああ痛え。
It was at that point the delinquents noticed Suzumu's unassumingly rugged fist. The lack of fear he showed when faced with their numbers made it easy to imagine he was trained in martial arts. Oh, right. I forgot about that. They glared fiercely at Suzumu, but didn't try to grab him again. Just then the bell rang, signaling the end of lunch break.
A 組のススハラとか言ったが、てめえのことは覚えておくからな。
さっきの乱暴を黒髪さんに謝らない限り、僕も君のことは忘れないから。
ああ、なめてんのかてめえ、この場で知るか。ああ。
He hadn't imagined Suzumu would actually talk back. Surging with white-hot rage, Sho pulled a metal bat out of nearby bike's umbrella stand.
何やっとんだ
Suzumu finally looked surprised when he realized the shout had come from Subakiko.
バキコかよ。てめえの出る幕じゃねえだろ。
スズムは私のダチなわけ。血祭りにされてえかこら。捨て頃もできねえ玉なし野郎が。
すぐすわクソ。この場でぶっ殺されるかこれ。
翔ちゃんまずいって、落ち着けって。
面倒を起こしたら先輩に何て言われるか。
命拾いしたなスサラ。てマジで覚えてろ。
約束するよ。
Okay. Sho left in a huff as the other delinquents tried to calm him down. Toei staggered on after them.
黒髪さん。
But before Suzumu could ask if she was okay, Toei pushed him away. And for the first time, the two looked at each other in the eye. Though Toei's face was blank, her eyes were brimming with emotion. Yeah, obviously there's tears. With tears and rejection. Her tears streaked downward and fell to the ground. Toei pushed Suzumu away again and left. Suzumu watched her leave as he reflected on her parting words. Why, you're late. She'd said that he knew.
さすがグレイトな男だぜ、セスハラ。
Natsuya.
あれだけの人数相手にビビりもしねえなんてな。さすがは俺が認めたグレイトセスハラだぜ。
あつたくん、一緒に来たのに隠れてたでしょ。情けないな。そんなのじゃ彼女できた時愛想をつかされちゃうよ。
俺はまだ修行中の身だからな。女なんてまだまだ早えぜ。
Unlike the last part, you finally get to see Natsuya. Not Natsuya, Natsuya.
ありがとうキコちゃん。助けてくれて。
ああいうバカを挑発するのはノンノンだよ。だから私、昼休みに駐輪場はやめた方がいいよって言ったのに。
ごめんね。昼休みがもったいないからって意味だと思ってたよ。それにしてもキコちゃんもかっこよかったよ。
そうそう、グレイトな短歌だったぜ。そうか、スサラは知らねえのか。何しろ春宮は中学の頃はうわっ
昼休みは終わったよ。早く戻ってレッツ5次元目をスタディしないとね。
That's a breath of fresh air.
夏くん、どうしたの？具合悪いの？
さあねえ、つわりじゃないの？私が肩を貸すから、スズムは早く教室に行って。
It appeared more like she was giving him a headlock than a hand, though. By the time class resumed, Kurakami was back in her seat, holding her doll and staring off into space like always. Why, you're too late. The way she was in class, I couldn't imagine her speaking her mind as clearly as that. I thought I knew what I heard, but now I'm starting to wonder if it was my mind playing tricks on me. Kurakami. What does she mean by too late? I used to be so indifferent, but I found that I couldn't get my mind off her for some reason. Too late, as in past the point of no return. But what didn't I make it in time for? Black snow started gently falling between us. No, not snow, soot. Jet black soot piled up, burying me in Kurakami's world in darkness. Final class of the day ended, and my classmates filed out of the room, one after another. But instead, I walked over to Kurakami.
何か力になれることがあったら言ってね。
何も。お前はあまりに
遅すぎる。
Kurakami said nothing. That silence was a clear affirmation that, by too late, she was indeed referring to me.
わからないよ。僕の何が遅すぎたの？僕は非力かもしれないけれど、黒髪さんが苦しんでいるなら、それを救うことができるかもしれない。
Her eyes were glazed over. Nothing I said was getting to her. There's nothing more I could say to keep her there. Okay, I will leave that there. Hope you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for part 4 whenever I get a chance to record it, and subscribe and hit that bell to be notified of when that new video will go up. Man, I was uncomfortable during this one. Anyway, see you later.